Hey, I'm on vacation, and of course I've been roped into doing some helping sand and do some different things around the house for my sister-in-law Sandy. So we're out at our at their local Ace Hardware in Cheney, Washington, and we're going to get a sander and a drill and do some work at home. So let's take a look at what we're going to do. So here's our different sanders. Now we're looking at corded or uncorded, which the uncorded would be like your battery operated. Now with the number of tools that you're going to have, which at the end of today is going to be 2, we're not going to look at the battery operated ones. We're going to use the corded because they start out at a cheaper price and for as many times as you're going to use it. So we're looking at the different ones with the little black and decker mouse, which has the tip, and what this tip is for is so you can get into the corners. You got the sheet sander, which is a simple little sander, it's just like it says. You can still get into the corners on that windowsill that you're looking for. So you're looking at the different types, and these are some battery operated ones. Which belt sanders, but we're not going to worry about the belt sander. This is the sander that Sandy picked out. It's a sheet sander, so we'll go through the basic use. So as you can see, here's your different types of sandpaper, and they're already pre-cut for what you're going to do. This is the hook and loop that I was talking about, but you're not getting that. So we've got to find sandpaper like this right here. This is 150 grit. So this is a very fine sandpaper. Okay, you get 100, and then you can go down to 60, and you can feel the difference. Feel the difference when you feel that. Is that pretty rough?
It's pretty rough.
Now feel that one. So you see what the difference is in the
Less
grit.
rough.
Yeah, and that's going to be a smoother finish.
Okay.
So now let's go ahead and purchase the items that you need, and we'll head to the house and we'll get started on the windowsill.
Awesome.
So we've been down to Ace Hardware. We've got the tools to get started on doing the window. I'm sitting here with Sandy, who's going to do all the work because this is her house and we're going to go through it. We bought a 1/4 inch sheet sander. It's a Steel Grip is the brand name. Model 2446581, 13,000 orbits per minute. And what we have is we've bought 2 types of sandpaper. We've got our high grit sandpaper, which is a 60 grit, and as you can see there, and then we've got our 150, which is really fine. So we're going to start out with this to get the big scratches and scuffs out of the wood, and then we'll change the sandpaper to this and go through the basics on her new sander. And as always, you want to make sure that you have your safety glasses, so she's purchased a pair of safety glasses. So we have our sander out. We've got the 1 piece of sandpaper that came with it, so I'll show you how to actually install this. But the sandpaper that we bought actually has peel and stick, which is going to make it easier for Sandy to actually use because you peel it off and stick it to the base. Just like the safety glasses, always read and look at all the cautions and warnings in your user's manual to make sure that you have everything under control and understand how to use your sander. It comes with a sanding bag, so for the sawdust, it'll take up most of it. And we hook that on. It's pretty straightforward. It's got 2 little clips right here, as you can see, and you got 2 little clips in the back of the actual unit. So you're going to line up those clips, and you're going to put your bag in, and then you're going to twist it. To actually change the paper, if you're using the full-size paper instead of the sticky paper, you're going to push those in and up, in and up, and that releases the pad and pull those down. You'll take your sandpaper and you're going to put your sandpaper in, and there's 2 little grips in here and on the back that are the same. Make sure you got your sandpaper facing out when you put this in. And you're going to put that in, and it's got little stops on the side here so you don't put the sandpaper in too far. And then you're going to close the front clip and lock that into place like so. Bend your paper over, and you're going to fold that so it'll go around the corner until it goes in. And then you're going to take that second bracket and you're going to pull that up and lock that in, and your paper is on. So we're ready to go. Simple to use. It's a palm sander, so you use one hand to actually hold it. Your on-off switch has a dust cover on the front, so you've got your off and your on, so you're going to press that back and forth. You're going to put on your safety glasses and you're ready to go.
Hi, so Mr. Berdis is teaching me how to use a sander because I need to fix my windowsill, and what he has told me is that I need to turn it on first. Don't set it down and turn it on. Make sure that you're holding it when you turn it on. And also, I'm going to put on my safety glasses. Okay, now I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to start sanding, hopefully. Okay, now that I have done some sanding, I'm going to change the sandpaper out. I started off with the more rough sandpaper so that we could get some of those deep grooves out. And now I'm going to take this off and I'm going to put on the finer grained sandpaper. Before you do this may sound silly, you may already know this, just make sure that you have unplugged your sander because you don't want to accidentally sand yourself. Okay, so now I've got my fine sandpaper, and I got a peel and stick sandpaper. It's just a little bit easier to use than the kind where you have to use the little clips. And I'm just going to put it on here, and that's all there is to it. Now I'm ready to go do some more sanding. Okay, so now I'm going to use the fine sandpaper, and I'm going to finish up my windowsill before we clean it off and think about putting some stain on it. Here we go. Okay, I have finished my sanding project. I'm super proud. I've never done anything like this before. Thank you so much, Mr. Berdis, for teaching me how. As you can see down here, this was all scratched up and now it's nice and smooth, and all I have left to do is paint over it. Berdis would say, always remember, dream, think, design, build, and learn. And he will see you in the shop.